Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining. Today we are going to look at a certain concept, that is the concept of overloading in Java. First of all, let's look at what is really overloading. So, overloading is whereby we have two or more methods with the same signature within a class. In a class, that is, one class have more than two methods with same signature. What do we mean by signature? When we are talking about signature, we are looking at one method name, and return type. That's the method signature. Now, when you are looking at overloading, in a class, there are two or more methods with the same signature, but different parameters. An example is, let's say we have a method public void show. This method we have this method. Then the same method but different arguments. Now, if we have a situation whereby we have got two methods like these two methods in a class, we have an error, a compile time error. Why? Because there is no way we can have two methods within the same class with the same number of arguments in the same class. So to overcome that, we have to bring in the idea of different parameters. Here I'm going to have one of the method have got one parameter like this. This is what we call overloading. Let's go into my IntelliJ and create a new class. In this class, let's just demo class to demonstrate what I am trying to explain. Public show, then I have got a method. Let me have a same method as like that, and you find out that it will give me a compile time error. Look, it's now crying. So what we can do is we bring in the idea of different parameters. Now that one is have one parameter. It's now fine. One method have got 0 parameter, the other one have got 1 parameter. This is overloading. This method is we are using different number of arguments or parameters. There are different number of parameters. Here there's 0 parameters, here there's 2 parameters. We can also add another method. Same method, but different number of parameters. Look, this one is 0, this is 1, this is 2 parameters. Within the same class, same name, show here. Let's write something on the console. 1, 0 params. Yeah, let's write something on the console. 1 param. Here, let's write something on the console. 2 params. Let's have the main method where we can just try to find out what is the output. Let's create an object of our demo class. Let's call n of our method. Now, the one that expects an int, the one that expects 2 ints, in the main method. The first method calls the no arg method. That's first show on line number 2. The second method is being called on line number 17, because that's where we are calling the method with 1 int as argument. The last one is being called on line number 18, where we are calling a method with 2 arg. Now let's run and find out what do we expect. I expect an output like 0 params, 1 param, 2 param. Let's run. An error. What is the problem with the error? Could not find or load many class overload connects. It's not an issue. There is an error. What we are supposed to do is to choose the class that we are running right now, because there are no more classes of demo using that. I think I cleared that one. So let's run this class direct. Now 0 params on the console, 1 param, 2 params. This method of overloading is by using different number of parameters. Why? Because there are different number of parameters: 0, 1, 2. Another method is by using different data types. Different data types. How do we use different data types? Let's demonstrate how do we use different data. Alright, mwana wangu. Data types. Different data types. When we are looking at different data types, we are looking at one is int, one might be a method that contains an integer, the other one contains strings, although the number of arguments might be the same. A good example might look like this: public void find. This find is going to take two numbers of arguments. Int b. This is one method. The second method is public void find again. But now the number of arguments in our find method are the same. The number of arguments are the same. Now look, I am going to bring in string. I have a string name. This one is a string. This one is an int. This one is now a string. The different number of parameters. Or we might be having more than two parameters, but they might be different order in which the parameters are being passed. Let's take an example. Public void show. One method takes a string cname. The other one, the other param is an int age, like this. Now we go on to look at the same type of a method, public void show, but the order in which the parameters are being passed differs. This now we start with an int height, then string fname. These two methods are overloaded. Different order in which the parameters are being passed. Different data types being passed. Meaning to say, when we are calling this show method, this method is expecting to have a string first, then an int second. This show expects an int first, then a string second. This method find expect an int, and this find method expect a string. Let's have something on our console. String and int. The last one is an int and string. Order is very important, because order also determines the way in which the our methods are going to be executed. Now let me create a data type objects. Data type object and try to call those methods. So dt, then we take one of the int method. Then let's try to take the show method, which takes a string and age, integer age. Now let's run and find out what is our output from the console. Look, now our output is taken from find method, which takes int as a parameter. The other one takes a string from the method from the find method, which expects a string and an int. Method 8 show. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for today. It's okay, it's fine. Thanks a lot. Thanks for viewing. Thank you.